Hello, 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 and welcome to Getting Real with Paula. My name is Paula Alphonse, and tonight we're talking to Cathy Noël, an entrepreneur who is, sorry about that, it's an entrepreneur who saw our whole life crumble to pieces when we closed the border due to the pandemic. So tonight she is talking to us on her about her journey getting back up and figuring things out after everything has shifted. I tell you, there's a lot to unpack into this conversation, and I'm gonna say sit tight and let's bring Cathy on. Good evening, Cathy.
Good evening. Super happy and blessed to be joining you guys tonight. I hope you are ready because I got some really nice story and golden nuggets for you guys.
Oh, wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so looking forward to it. So, could you start by giving us a bit of information about you, who you are, what you do, and how long you had been an entrepreneur? And let's start with that.
Awesome. So my name is Cathy Noël, which means Christmas in French. And for those who knows me, I'm really like a gift. I'm always joyful, like it is Christmas every day. And my entrepreneur journey started when I was a really kid. I started at 12 years old, selling my service as doing animation for kids for birthdays. And I started to go to school, and all I wanted is to do work that's going to impact people, it's going to help people. And because of that, I went into different career path, and I ended up um, opening my own French daycare, French immersion daycare in Niagara Falls in Ontario. And that's where I learned my English because back then I did not speak any English. And so, yes, it is possible to learn when you're an adult another language. I am the proof. And please do not hesitate if you have an accent to speak in front of people because it is just lovely. Isn't it lovely when I make mistakes?
I go with you. I'm also francophone, so yes, yes, yes. We like making those little twerk where we're misspelling or shifting words according to the language. So yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
awesome. So basically, this is what I did. I opened my daycare. I really wanted to help any kind of way I can help. But since I was so far from my family and stuff, I decided to move back to Montreal and I did a degree in teaching. When I came out of my degree, I started into adult center for elementary level. So yes, so I was teaching people who are 16 and above elementary school level. So in my classroom, I had people who were damaged by life, did not have all the same chance as others. There were some people from all over the world, all over the different kind of language, culture, background, sexual orientation. People who were super, super religious and doing everything by the book. And I had criminals that were coming out of jail. I had all that melting pot into my classroom. And I had to make them interested by learning French. So it wasn't an easy task. So, in order to do that, I got so passionate about discovering the self, like what is it that makes people who have like a really messy background and heading to the top and being the most powerful people, and those people that were still struggling in my classroom and still couldn't spell the name properly or fit up like help demand for help for the government. So we have all those extremes, and I got fascinated about what is it? What is it that those people have that the people that doesn't succeed and doesn't succeed, doesn't have? What is it that's what's the difference between those two? And then that's when I went into deep self-development. I went all over the States and Canada to follow like the best in self-development, Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Richard Branson, really like, popular people that really inspire me. And I wanted to bring what I learned from them into my classroom. So I changed the life of everyone in my classroom by changing the
Ooh, we seem to have a bit of a challenge.
words of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I got cut off, I guess.
Yes, but we're good. We're good. There was a bit of a disconnect, but we're back, right? We're
We're back.
back.
Awesome.
So you started telling us about your career path and what brought you to entrepreneurship in the beginning. But my understanding is everything changed, everything shifted for you back in 2020. Can you tell us a little bit around that? What happened?
Okay. I'm gonna just close out the situation about me teaching. I basically lost my job as a teacher in the school board because we're cutting off the financial support for my students, right? So from changing life, my classroom only have 15, 20 people in my classroom,
Mhm.
and having all that being taken away from me because the government control it and say, oh, you lost your job, you lose contract and all that. I swear to myself that this will never happen to me again. I wanted to help more than 15 people a year. I wanted to help the mass. I wanted to help more people. So in my journey, I become a coach. And to become a coach and live out of coaching, you need to build your marketing team, or at least to know about marketing. Because if you don't do marketing,
Mhm.
you don't have enough coaching. And if you don't have enough coaching, well, you don't live well and you cannot pay for your marketing. But in a situation where you don't have enough money, you cannot pay for your marketing, then you have to learn the marketing by yourself in order to be able eventually to pay someone to do it for you. So this is what I did. And I learned marketing. I was doing my coaching at the same time. I was building myself. I was ready to hit the road, do conferences, help people. And then I was starting to move forward that. I got invited to speak at the Women Economic Forum in Delhi, in India. And that's when I discovered the cost of living over there. I said, you know what? Let me build a team to not only help me, but help every single one in my situation. All those coaches, all those consultants, all those people who has a message inside of them that wants to help
Mhm.
other people and are stuck clicking behind their computers trying to do all the online marketing when all they want to do is to help and to teach just like me. And I was like, okay, let me build that team. I had a 1 week vacation in India, but I just did not take my flight back. I was like, you know what? Only fool doesn't change idea. Only the fool keep repeating the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results, right? So I was stuck in that loop forever. So okay, let me make that move. In India, I decided to build my team. I went and I searched for a virtual assistant. I said, I'm going to build a team. I wanted to help women over there. So I hired a team of amazing women that was helping, teaching them how to do it. I, I rent an office. I have my employees working for me. I bought my computers, furniture, and all that. And was like, yes, that's it. I have conferences lined up for me. I have my team. I can help other people. I'm making 10 to 15 grand a month. That was like, finally, I'm finally getting there. I am living the life that I designed, that I worked for, that I wanted. And I was so hyper. I was like, okay, now it is a time to register that business. I'm going to go back to Canada for the first time in 1 year, see my family, and register my business. So I did my due diligence. I searched all over India for the best company that knows how to incorporate company from international customers and how to do it properly according to the law and all that. I did everything. I got reference. I interviewed all those enterprise. I did everything I could to make sure that everything was set up. I had 1 week in Montreal. Then I was driving with my parents in Florida, spending 2 weeks with them. Then I was back in India. I had a lineup of conferences. I had vacation plan. I was traveling all over India and across close by India. I did like 5 countries: Sri Lanka, Singapore. I went all over the place. I was traveling, and this is where I was going back to. January 1st, I was on top of the world. I was January 1st in the Himalayas, border between India and Nepal. I climb over there with amazing friends, people that I really care about. We had a lineup of conference and stuff. I went to the top, sitting there. It was a kind of a cloudy day, right? But once I got up to the mountain and I sat into the snow, I was doing a meditation. 2020, January 1st. This is the top of the world. Cannot start a year better. This is my year, guys. Everything is set. I'm making money. I'm living the life of my dream. I'm living what I wanted and wished for the last 6 years. I was like, this is it, guys. I'm so happy. I'm going to go back to Canada, register my business, come back, and just live that life. And then, you know, how life have a way of bringing you back to reality. When I go back to Canada, I went and I did every single things that the agency told me to do in order to register my business and make it official, and then give me not a touristic visa, but a professional visa that will allow me to travel and stay there longer. Then, once I'm there, I call them. I did this, and that. So what's next? We're good, right? No, we're not good. You need this and you need that. It's like, whoa, you did not tell me this before I left India. I cannot solve this issue right now in a different time zone in Canada, not being with. You should have told me beforehand. Now it's kind of too late. Well, you're gonna have to travel back to Canada. It's like, no, this is not the way it works. I pay you, I ask you, I did my due diligence. I want this to be done. Come on, guys. And I was so mad. And then, sorry, you're gonna have to come back because it's not gonna happen right now. So give it up, Cathy. You cannot register your business. So I was like, okay, gonna go on vacation with my parents. Then go on vacation with my parents. And then 16th of March was my flight to go back to Mumbai. Then in Mumbai, I was supposed to give a conference and then go to Goa, to a nice resort, 5-star resort, enjoy time with my friends, and then doing more conference. I was on the go. And then 13th of March, border closed. That was it. My life started to crumble, piece after piece after piece. First, they closed the border. So I was like, I cannot go back. I'm locked out of my house. I'm locked out of my business. And I was like, okay, it's gonna last 1-2 months, couple of weeks maybe. So I had my suitcase by the door. Didn't want to unpack my suitcase. I was coming from India, so I only had like summer clothes with me because I was going to India and then Florida. Then I had to think about borrowing some clothes, dig into my parents' house and dig out clothes I was wearing when I was 16 years old. And then time goes by and one customer's dropped me and then another one because my virtual assistant could not access to my office. Everything was locked. And then they were charging me. And then they wanted me to give more. And then they were calling me, say, when are you coming back? Then they still want to have their salary. And then the rental place wanted to have their money. And then the computers needed to be paid. But then, with no customers, with everything being closed down in Canada, I was like, I want to pay you guys, but right now I was a little tight, right? So I lost all my savings. So all my savings was gone, trying to pay the bills with no income in it, and then no more savings. Then I did not have access to my apartment in Montreal because it was sublet and I was not supposed to be back. So I could not go back to my home. And then my car was in storage too as well. So I had no car, no home, no clothes, no job, no income. And then I was basically back to square one. Because when I came to Canada, I was there on vacation, not for long, and I left Canada with no intention of staying. So my suitcase was filled up with souvenirs from my family. And I did not say goodbye to any of my friends. I did not store my stuff properly. So all my traveling journals was there, my clothing, my notes from all the conference, everything, my souvenir, my SD cards for my camera, everything was there. And when you live in a country for 1 year, when you come back, a country as different as India, when you come back, you have to deal with a countercultural shock, which is relearning how to live in your own country. As funny as it may sound, it is not easy, especially if you're coming from South India, where all my laundry is being done for me. I've been driven everywhere. I don't have to cook and clean. I'm living by the ocean, by the beach with the nice weather. And like, it's like I'm a princess, right? And then I come back to Canada. And now I'm just like wearing ugly, old clothes, living out of my parents' basement. I used to be vegetarian. My parents are not vegetarian, so I could not even choose the food I was eating. Then I put on 30 pounds, and then I couldn't fit in any other clothes anyway, so I had to borrow clothes. And I was I was like, God, why? Why did you do that to me, right? I was just doing this to help more people. I work enough for it. I was finally there. Why did you take that away from me? And it was like, and what was making me really mad is that I did my due diligence with the agency to register my business. And if I was registered, I would have a different type of visa that will allow me to go back to India, at least to clean up my stuff and close the things, right? But because it didn't work out, I could not have access to that visa, so I could not have access to go back. So I was having a lot of anger. I was having a lot of frustration. And I was having my parents like, you should go back to teaching. You should go this. You should do that. This online thing is crazy. You should not do this. We care about you, but we don't accept you staying in this condition. When are you gonna make it? Don't you think it's over now? And all those voices, you know, I love them. They
So,
love me, but
yeah, so that's a lot. That's a lot to unpack. What is the hardest lesson you have learned? Let's start first with your entrepreneurial journey.
yeah,
What have I learned through this process? Because now we're moving on to the second year. Because almost 18 months. So, what have I learned?
there we go. So what I've learned. So you saw me like from the top of the world to the bottom, right? And a lot of people would have just rolled themselves in a ball and sucked up their tongue, right? And be like, oh, this is the end of the world. And for a while, I did believe it was the end of the world. I did not want it to keep moving. I did not have the courage. I was like, this is it. Like, I did all that for this? Like, come on. Like, I did not have the power inside of me. And then by the days goes by, you start to think, what is it that I want out of life? Do I want to go back into teaching? And then, yes, I'm going to help people. But am I going to feel okay with me? Would I feel proud of me? Would I feel like I matter? Would I feel like waking up in the morning and go to work and do what I have to do? And the answer was no. I could not. I could not go back. I could not have to give away all I know, all the good I know I can create in this world. So I was like, okay, first thing you need to do, get yourself into a positive environment. Because having my parents telling me how, reminding me of a failure according to their criteria of success was not helping me to gain confidence and faith and hope into the future, into what I can do. They don't know what I can do. They don't know the online world. So how can I give so much impact to what they think if they don't know what they're talking about, right? And I know what they want is me to be happy. So I had to come to terms, first of all, that my happiness and my ambition and my choice of life, it's mine. And as long as I become happy and I become the person I want to be, then my parents are going to be happy because they will see that I am happy and I am living who I am meant to be, right? But in between, they will not see it. In between, they're going to think I'm just a mess and nothing is working. And then you know, and I was a mess. I was literally a mess. But you need to accept to dance with the flow. Universe, world, love, God, name it, is going to throw at you a whole bunch of melody in your life. And you need them all. Some melodies are sad and slow and took forever, and you want to get to the happy, hyper vibe. But if you try to dance on the slow, sad music, being hyper and full of energy, is not going to look nice, is not going to flow, is not going to work. You have to accept that this is the beat that life is giving you. This is a melody you have to dance on right now. And you know what? Dancing on a slow, sad melody, when you dance well on it, it's absolutely beautiful. And you absolutely feel good doing it. Why? Because you feel the music. You understand that you have to make one with the beat. You have to make one with the melody. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not. So you have to let it go. My suitcase unpacked. my stuff from India, I let go my employees, I let go my business model, I let go my dream of the way they were. Why? Because I know that when universe is clearing out something out of your life, it's because he has something better for you in store. And he cannot put it in your life if you still have the hole in your life. If you're holding on old garbage, you can catch the new coming up at you, right? So you need to do a full cleanup. And that's what I did. I totally shift my business. I said, you know what? Let me sit down and redesign my life. Let me see. I kept saying I lost it all during COVID, which is an absolute lie because I did not lost my relationship. I did not lost my knowledge. I did not lost my faith in my capacity of rebuilding this. And if you have faith, that's all you need. If you have faith in network, you're in business. That's all you need. You don't even need money. I did not have money. I was literally on the street. Why I was able to survive that period? Because I had friends, I had family, I had a network of people. And what did that do? Change my perspective. Now, instead of having employees that work in an office that have a lot of cost and a lot of management to go through, now I totally shift my business model and I work with freelancers that work from home, have all their tools. And if something goes bad, I have a backup. I have other people. I have a huge network of people to support me and help me. And this will never be made possible without COVID throwing out the window everything I've built. I discovered during that journey that I have to reconnect with some people. So I connect with online marketers in India. I made friends because of COVID online with really renowned online marketers in India, one of the best. And you know what? We have written a book together to bridge a gap between North America and India with virtual assistant, how to become free online, how to free yourself as a coach, as a consultant from all the marketing aspects so you can actually teach and help other people. So I built that with them. And now I have access to the best freelancer in India that all wants to work with me. When before, trying to find someone was a real struggle. Oh my, I went through everything. People that do not show up, people that steal from me, people that scam me, people that I went through everything. I had a perfect employee, but I was the worst boss ever. I had a lot of learning to do, right? But because I was surrounded by the best, I was surrounded with people who believe in me, who trust me, who knew what I was talking about. That's what I needed to rise above that. So your network is your net worth, basically.
Period. Yeah, yeah, it's important. And I can see how you were describing it, how that shift took place, how that lesson influenced who you are now as an entrepreneur. You still have a curve to go back up where you were because the depths are still there and I have to take care of that. So I can totally agree with that. And when I'm thinking about what you said about going back to teaching, it's like going back to something you knew you didn't like, but also on top of it is it would just fit or cover my physical needs. Everything else about me would not have been taken care of. So it was not even an option. I totally understand that. if you know me, I'm all about boundaries. So, can you tell me, as you went through that phase, what are some of the boundaries that you have implemented, either in your personal or your professional life, that has created the most gain, the most personal growth and space for you?
I think it is definitely to learn to let it go and go with the flow. It's basically giving yourself the time to heal, the time that is needed to go through the process. As much as we all want to be done with COVID or done with whatever
Mhm.
struggle you're going through, it is a phase and it is needed for you to grow. I learned so much about myself through the process of getting through having it all to losing all. I put it into brackets because I did not lose it all. And then having to go back to climbing the ladder again and saying, you know what? I'm not that 15K man like I was. I'm not traveling all over the world like I was. I'm not doing this and this and that. But right now, I have an awesome network. I have boundaries, meaning that I do not let other people to disturb my process and telling me that it should be over. I should be done. I should be ready to be back. I should no. You know, you know how you feel. Yeah, sometimes you need a little push in the bottom, but you know, because if you go back and try to push yourself when you're not ready, you're not going to be giving what you're supposed to give. And it's not going to go the way you want. So just give yourself the time, let it go, heal yourself, and be like, okay, what's the next best step I can take right now in my situation to move forward? And the next best step might be just tomorrow to get up and take a shower and have a nice coffee, right? Because for some people, this is this is really hard to do right now. And I've been there. So I know. Don't let other people intrude your life and tell you how you should feel, how you should be, when it should be over. Just do the work and stay in that state as long as it needed. And that's it. Once you're going to be ready, you're going to feel it. And universe is going to put everything in front of you and it's going to be yours to grab. That's for sure.
Wow, wow, that's a lot, a lot. And I guess that also included the three nuggets that we were talking about, leaving with the audience. And it's important, as I'm hearing you speak. First, it's the energy and the power that comes out of you. And I think it's all about the positivity, the being able to let go, being able to make peace with what you cannot change. Because trust me, this is one of those where no matter how we could have planned, we didn't see that one coming. Some people fared maybe a little better than others, but through the process, we all learned something. We all had
Oh,
to figure out what's the next step. How do we make it happen? What would be the best way to pursue this journey? And I commend you, by the way. I commend you for being able, because it's just 18 months. Because I don't know how long it took for you to flip over the business model and start getting back. Some people might not have been able to do that in within a year and then get stuff moving again. So kudos to you. I don't know if anybody's paying attention, if anybody's sending you love. Kudos, kudos, kudos. I'm not even going to talk about your parents because I know uh, them being from another generation. Even if you're doing better, even if you're in your own place, even if you're able to pay the bills, they're still thinking, I don't understand what you're doing. Because anything online to them is just challenge. It's just like, yeah, no, you're just gonna get uh, scammed, stolen from, and blah blah blah. That's all they know, because that's, that generation is not as comfortable. While in the business world, we know that virtual is the way that we're gonna stay. Certain things might require face to face, but a lot of other elements will be, this is the way we're moving forward. If
Absolutely.
you had after that, yeah, if you had one key message you would want to leave with our listeners, what would that be?
Just follow your guts. Follow that little voice inside of you. What
Mhm.
is that thing that you want to accomplish? That thing that really makes you uh, get up in the morning and enjoy your day. That thing that makes you want to be alive, that wants you to, that thing that really resonate, makes you vibrate, that when you're doing it, there's no time, there's nothing else in the world that you'd rather do than this thing. Whatever it is, be music, be being with your kids, being a cook, whatever it is, find that thing. And that thing will be a motor, will be an engine to anything else you want to accomplish in life. You have to go back to that. You have to find it. You have to nourish it, and you have to feed yourself from it when challenge happen.
I totally agree with you, and I suspect that for a lot of people, those are the main messages coming out of this whole pandemic. We're not out completely out. Everybody wants to, but we're not there yet. But it's this sense where, if I'm able to leave my passion, if I'm able to find that thing that I'm really good at, because a lot of us you go to work out of habit, you
Yes.
do things out of expectation because that's what you were meant to do. And now we've learned something different. And I'm telling you, when they're going to start calling people back to work, I'm not sure whether everybody's gonna go back, because quite a few of them will say, "I found my passion, and you want me to go back to boring life? Let me think about that." So, and again, and this is it's always going to be about how much effort I'm going to put in. I'm not going to pretend that being an entrepreneur or living your passion is easy and comes with no challenges. There will be challenges, but because you're passionate about what you're doing, because it meets your purpose, and there's that sense of alignment, then all of a sudden it feels as though, I can do this. I can do this. Okay, yes, there's a small irritant here, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll figure it out, and then we'll go. Well, before it was like, there's a flat tire and I'm about to kill someone. So it's a different way of looking at it. So
Definitely.
how can people get in contact with you or hear about some of your future activities?
So they can search for me on Instagram at Coach Cathy Noël, like Christmas in French,
Hmm.
Cathy, Cathy. You can see my name, I think, at the
Yeah.
bottom of StreamYard. But I will love to give a present to your audience, because I know a lot of people are entrepreneur uh, in your audience. And what I have for you guys is that I would love to give you a free online domination assessment, meaning I'm going to spend 1 hour for free with you, because this is my way of giving back to the universe. I'm spending 2 hours a day that I'm giving back to the universe to help entrepreneur. So I have online domination assessment for free for you guys. And for the next month, I'm taking 60 entrepreneur. I'm going to do online assessment with you guys, telling you
Oh.
where you are, where you should go, what's a free resource for you, what's the good resource for you, where you are from now. So we check out where you are. We send you a map of everywhere you can go from where you are, and it's going to be up to you to decide your next
Next step.
step step. There we go.
Thank you for the gift. I'm so very happy. I'm hoping we're gonna get that. So I'll make sure to write that information in under the post. So if anybody comes later, that they'll know how to do that as well. And I believe you're also on LinkedIn and Facebook under Coach Cathy. So yeah. So all of you, if you, she said 60 a month, so that's about 2 people a day. So
Exactly.
be efficient.
Yes.
So this is what I'm telling you. This is where you're gonna go. And as we're wrapping up, I thank you, Cathy, for being here. Thank you for that
My pleasure.
conversation. Thank you for sharing your enthusiasm, and also for being able to be so generous with the audience.
My
As we're
pleasure.
talking, sorry.
My pleasure.
Yes, yes, yes. And while we're giving gifts, let me mention something else also that I might share with the audience right now. Very seldom do this. I have a free webinar on living life on your own terms. And I would suggest, if for any reason at this point in your journey, wherever you are, you're feeling as though you are tired of being pulled in all kinds of direction, or you would want to have some quality time and do things that truly matter to you, but can't just figure out what those are, then if you're looking, as Cathy was mentioning, for ease and flow into your life, then join us on October 16th for a free webinar. And this is where we're going to walk you through those elements to figure out, how do I get to that place where it's like, hey, I think that's where I'm meant to be. So again, we'll post that information under the post, so you can see that. So there's 2 freebies for you. So I don't know whether we were talking or whether the universe is sending love, but if you are in that moment, in that place where you want something different in the life that you have currently, you're not so in love with anymore, then that might be the time to try something different, something new. So you'll have 2 freebies, and we're looking forward to hearing from you. So thank you again, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Cathy. It has been really, really interesting conversation.
Thank you. Thanks to you guys. And I see you online domination assessment.
Yes.
Blessed